Ask someone our age what they want out of life and watch what happens. They laugh, or they shrug, or they say something like, "Honestly, I just want to be able to pay rent and be left alone." And that's it. That's the dream now. Somewhere along the way, an entire generation quietly stopped dreaming, and almost nobody has said it out loud. Think about what people our age wanted 20, 30 years ago. It sounds almost embarrassing now. A house, a family, some work that meant something, money to not worry, maybe travel. And they said it out loud, without flinching, like it was normal to want things. Now say any of that out loud in a group chat and see what comes back. Someone will laugh. Someone will say good luck with that. And they're not being cruel. That's the thing. They're being what feels like realistic. Because the dream didn't just get harder. It got embarrassing. Wanting things openly became harder. And the safest thing you can be right now is someone who never admitted they wanted anything in the first place. And before I go further, I'm not going to sit here and pretend this came out of nowhere, because it didn't. Housing costs what it costs. Wages did not keep up. The entry-level jobs want 5 years of experience. The path everyone told us to walk, do the school, get the qualification, the door opens. A lot of us walked it and found the door didn't open. I lived that part myself. So no, this isn't a case of a generation being lazy or soft. Anyone selling you that take is not being honest with you. So when someone our age says, "What's even the point?" I get it. I felt it. That feeling didn't come from nowhere. It came from watching the deal we were promised quietly stop existing. But here's where I want to push, because I care about where this goes next. Somewhere along the line, the despair stopped being a reaction and became an identity. You've seen it. It's the whole language now. We're cooked. It's over. Nothing matters. Might as well not try. And it started as a joke, this dark little coping thing we said to each other because it was funny and it was true enough to sting. But say something enough times and you stop joking. You start believing it. And then you start living like it's true. And that's the part that worries me. Not that people are struggling. Struggling is fair. It's that struggling turned into a whole way of seeing yourself. There's a version of giving up that looks like being smart. That looks like you're just clear-eyed about how things are. And it's so comfortable, because if the game is rigged and everyone knows it, then not playing isn't failure. It's just being realistic. That's the trap. That's the most comfortable trap our generation has ever been handed. Because you get to keep your pride, you get to be right, and you never have to risk trying and falling short. Being doomed together feels a lot safer than hoping alone. But go a few years down that road and look at what it costs, because I've watched it happen to people around me. You stop making plans, because plans are for people who believe in the future. You stop starting things, because what's the point? You fill the time instead, hours of it, scrolling, gaming, whatever numbs the edge, and none of it is bad on its own, but it adds up to years where nothing was built. And the worst bit is that it works. It genuinely takes the sting away, so you keep doing it. And meanwhile, the years still pass. That's the thing about giving up on the future. The future shows up anyway. It just shows up without anything in it that you made. I don't think we stopped dreaming because we're weak. I think we stopped because the dream got too big to carry. Look at what the dream turned into. A house in this market, a career you love, financial freedom, retire early, travel constantly. All of it at once in a hard economy while everyone posts their version of it looking effortless. Of course, people dropped it. Nobody can lift that. It's not a dream at that point. It's a stack of impossible things wearing one word. So people look at the giant version, decide it's impossible, and throw out the whole thing, dream included. Keeping it simple means shrinking it until it fits in your hands again. One small thing you actually want that you could start on this month. That's a real dream. It's not impressive, and it's not a post. But it survives contact with reality, which is more than the big one ever did. A small dream you can actually hold beats. A huge one you can only mourn. A lot of things about this situation are genuinely outside your control. The rent, the job market, the economy. That's not on you, and I'm not going to pretend it is. But your ambition, the actual private thing inside you that wants to build something, that one is not on the market. Nobody can price you out of it. No landlord can raise it. It's the one asset in your life that no external condition can take. And it's the one thing our generation is handing over for free, voluntarily, because it hurts less. That's what gets me. Everything else was taken from us. The dream we gave away ourselves. And I'm not telling you to be delusional about it. You don't have to believe you're going to be rich and free in 2 years. You just have to refuse to be someone who wants nothing. Because when you want nothing, you build nothing, and then the doom becomes true, and it becomes true by your own hand. All right, practical, and I'll keep it small on purpose. First, get honest about what you actually want, alone, with nobody watching. Not the version you'd say out loud in the group chat where it gets laughed at. The real one. Most of us have gotten so used to deflecting the question with a joke that we genuinely don't know the answer anymore. Sit with it for 10 minutes. It's uncomfortable. Do it anyway. Second, shrink it until it stops being scary. If the honest answer is something huge, don't chase the huge version. Find the smallest real piece of it that exists this month. Not the business, the first thing you make. Not financial freedom, the first small amount put somewhere it can grow. Big dreams die in your head. Small ones survive because you can actually start them. Third, watch what you let in. I'm not going to tell you to delete everything and stare at a wall. But notice how much of what you consume is people telling you it's hopeless, and notice how you feel after an hour of it. That mood is contagious, and it's not making you smarter, it's just making you tired. You're allowed to spend less time being convinced that nothing works. And fourth, keep it to yourself for a while. This one matters more than it sounds. If you say the dream out loud too early, someone will laugh and you'll fold, because we're all trained to fold. So don't hand it over. Build it quietly for a few months until it's solid enough that a joke can't kill it. Our generation got handed a genuinely harder deal. I'm not arguing that. The path we were promised doesn't work the way they said, and anyone telling you it's all in your head is lying to you. But watch what we did with that. We took the disappointment and made it a personality. We turned it into jokes and then into a belief. And now we're a generation that's a little embarrassed to admit we want things. And that last part, the giving up on wanting, nobody did that to us. We did that ourselves because it hurt less than hoping. You don't need the big dream back. You don't need to believe everything will work out. You just need one small thing you actually want, small enough to start on this month, private enough that nobody can laugh it out of you. They can take a lot. Don't hand them the last part for free. Keep it simple. I'll catch you in the next one.